You don't pull me at the screen.
No, no. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you a massive greetings from the TNN TV Media Empire. Today, now the 18th of October 2023. The time on my side is nearly 10:30, 22:27 to be exact. This is now the TNN TV Media Empire. We've been missing for a while, but we will provide an explanation shortly. But for now, we've been promising to say we'll come on after so many promises. But for just say we still have time for provide information with necessary for the national dialogue, because it's a national dialogue ongoing. We're still very much around, kicking and very, very strong, I would say, and we'll get Bokumati Alfona. But once more quickly, this is not the TNN TV Media Empire. My name is Prince Coma. And today, once more, the 2023, please not touch that dial and help we for sheep. Okay? Please don't touch that dial and help me. Thank you. Share the program, and for those of Una we don't join, I think almost 20 of Una, we say thank you very much. We get a very special analyst in the studio. Of course, is no stranger. Just by way, maybe some of Una know one day happen for your area and they talk or they write, because every day we get new people and they join. Is none other but Psycho John. He can scold me for calling him Seku. He's saying I name Psycho. So Psycho, I think I get him right today. We have a for talk. There's an ongoing dialogue. You know, the June 24 election, most people will feel say it's done and dusted in many respects. So they want to sweep them under the carpet and done with and law go before. Ideally, it sounds really good. But if we not get things right, which means that it's a suicidal mission going forward, and we just need for make sure say the thing that what we do for arrive at desired conclusions are right for the Sierra Leonean people. So say EU report also commodities BNTM, which was very critical of the administration of His Excellency Julius Maada Bio in terms of the conduct of the June 24 elections. And we also know say that there are ongoing dialogue with one Rob Motpan. So can I use the opportunity for yield the floor to Sekou John, because I know say before we begin this very short program but very informative, I'm sure you get one or two things for say. Sekou.
Okay, thank you so much, Prince Crewman, for this introduction. And then we want for welcome on all, and then we want for say sorry for who disappear for the past last few weeks or so, because we've been getting other pressing things that we been engaging. But like Prince say, we get Bokutin for discuss a lot of things that don't happen while we've been there away from this platform. Like he mentioned, say for example, we get the EU reports where they pull regarding the elections, where so many people and say that a damning report for country, especially the electoral process. But we see again some very important thing we now, the dialogue, the ongoing dialogue. I think say that today is supposed for done, but we not hear anything yet. We don't know now if now this event or now this net now, then we'll come up with something or waiting. But we follow again. We eyes them in a Freetown. We eyes and ears in a Freetown for no waiting the commodity. Maybe tomorrow or so we will able get a clear picture. But them in the dialogue, or if you why you see it in the negotiator, you why you see it in the dialogue, anyhow, no more any way you call up. But at least the two parties, like the main opposition and the government, them in a meet for iron out some things, then because for the past month, from where they announced results, we see the opposition no, they're not going to take part in the governance structure. So, like example, they're not be they go to parliament, they not take up the seats na the councils, and then be just sit down and say, well, until them concerns are addressed. So now that they say so, but at least we don't see the international community like the African Union with the ECOWAS and then the Commonwealth. They all come at the whole of last week. I mean, they try for meet various groups for softening the ground. And then we see the former vice president of the Gambia, I think Fatumata Jallo Tambajan, na in the head, the lead facilitator. So we don't see again the first day because on Monday then begin. We see we read different statements where Dr. Samura be making your statement, call say well, call the ECSLC, then get for release, then for release the disaggregated results, and then we and then say then get for address because then as far as they are concerned, na the BO administration na illegitimate government because the result according to them no reflects the wishes and the views or the people they vote, as so they say. And then we see where Moinas Senge, the chief minister, himself be make he talk. Well, himself been say, well, he believes say let them talk anything but between the laws of Sierra Leone. And then he also well say well during the elections campaign time, people let me know say things the way really not too okay. So he say well in don't apologize. You don't apologize like for anything we've been say bad or we've been say we no go down well with the other side. So we see that thing and from then the discussion, the dialogue will dey continue and till today we know na today dem may say na the final, but we no get yet any information, we no see any press release from there from the team, the AU or I mean the team where they facilitate. And they will not see again from the political party, they will not see any information, will not see any press release yet. But we know say no more than this, they are all them in the panel because we see the government side, we just adjust they see pictures them from we own channels them where the delegates them when Dr. Samura Kamara with Honorable Abdul Kagbo with the former Secretary General Ambassador Yansane. Them in the common inside, I think, who side in the negotiate. So we don't know what about now pictures them we see. Definitely, we know say today na the last day. Today them we say na the last day for this meeting, and we go bring anything again common day. We go bring them back. We go bring them back to Una. We dey come to Una na ya. We dey explain to Una, or talk to Una, but waiting past day. But we get so many things them like the EU reports. We see again so many stuff. The EU then come up with so many things. Sometimes you go say then come with some kind damning reports because you dey find out say but putting them in dey happen, the opposition in dey raise concerns, people them way
So anyway, Sekou, many thanks for all of that. So you've been just there on the EU report. So while you're on the EU report, waiting, what do you make of this EU report? I know say you don't read them inside out, 85 pages. You able for broken down for Fambulem, so Fambulem will understand where we are with this EU report. I know you touched on them briefly, but let me yield back the floor to you so you broke down this EU report. Waiting there inside there, waiting people they need for take note of, waiting each party, how it play to each party in advantage and disadvantage, and mainly waiting the Sierra Leonean people were very important at the very center of this report, need for takeaway from this report.
Okay, thank you so much for that. The the EU reports, like we say, a lot of middle happen for go through them, and then for describe am is not like you just get for say na a damning report, na a report where it really you know good for democracy, because you dey find out say like the first thing why I write me first uh, take on the EU report is that the EU report show, it expose the system, it expose the ECSL, because you dey see from almost from page one till e done, you dey see the reluctance, like uh, on the sides of the ECSL for become transparent to Sierra Leoneans and to the for do the right thing. Then they tell them say, okay, we need for do this, even down to for the procurement process for the ID cards and all that thing. They all renting in the not just Dabaru and Yuki. But people are not surprised, except the one the way one for deliberately deceive themselves. But because so many things then they who we been don't get their reports then they we don't get concerns then they them in the raise them concern, yeah. But when the EU report come, it confirm, okay, we see the effort of certain people them from the government side again. We see where them go and over the report to President Madabio. He accept the report. He say, well, we then get on the report. He say, well, then get for work on them the recommendation and get for watch them. And the EU the recommendation or the report get for be part of, it get for be part of then go look at how way then they do the electoral, the review of the election laws, then get for look at them, then go incorporate certain things them. So, but we see we see some news about where the vice president say, well, the EU report bias, but largely a lot of government people, the paupers, or you call them paupers or you call the SLPP, they're not happy with the EU report. Of course, some of them being even, well, they try for discredit the EU, talk about talk some kind all kind thing about the against the EU on regarding this report. But the certain side and the way the EU talk about, like for example, I go quote for now from the report where they say on the tabulation and announcement of result proved to be the tipping point for the credibility of the elections. So this again, not a new thing. We've been done deal they talk about the tabulation process where it take place na especially the regional tally centers. So they were back na the same thing. They say that tabulation there in the announcement of the results, it be the tipping, the main voting self way create some kind credibility issues for the elections. He said the entire process was opaque, meaningful observation was impeded, and the declaration of winners was not followed by publication of disaggregated results per polling stations. Like this is not a new thing, but the EU capture where they say, well, the process, that counting, that process, they it been opaque, that is not clear, and like transparent. For example, where result dem comot na the district, dem count am na the regional, for input am. For example, the parties dem, observers and all that thing, dem no even know wetin the man wey dey behind the machine dem, whose figures dem in the input. So we see, and people dem dey talk about that, dem be raise the issues dem dey, because some side dey as if wey dem say dem be agree, ECSL bin agree say dem for use wetin dem call projector projector where them like something where like whiteboard, for example, you wanna sit down, wanna they see from the projector how then they enter the figures them. Let's say for example, if they say body straight now this, or like how then they enter that figure, they will not all this, you will not the thing transparent, but it was not utilize dem bin talk about am according to wetin they were say. Dem bin say okay, then they use am, but they no end up for use am for no reason, then just stop say no, una no dey use am, and then without even serious explanation. And they say back the result wey dem publish am again, uh, well, after wey dem don announce the result, for example, dem no publish wetin dem call the disaggregated result per polling station. For example, wey dey announce the result, dem for okay, dem for publish the result say okay, this polling station, so so person get so so amount, that person dey get that amount, but nothing like that happened. And we see dat na the key area where the opposition and the ruling party get issue. And we see even some civil society when are new, and we see where the EU back as well, then be raise concern in Carter Center, then be raise concern around the area, then they but well, even the EU report, so then be publish some result, later they remove them back from the website. So you go ask yourself, okay, why make them remove wetin dem bin publish? Wetin happen? Why make dem no? Wetin na the secret? Wetin dem dey hide? Wetin dey go on? Wetin go wrong? So you go ask yourself then question then dey, because if, like again wetin Mickey say, we Sierra Leoneans then deserve better, be it APC, be it SLPP, like Sierra Leoneans them deserve better treatment from the politicians and from institutions them. From the institutions them. Like I think some of us we've been done write several articles talking about the importance of the ECSL. But we see what in don't be so. For example, sometimes when we say something, we say the actions or inaction of the leadership of certain institutions can get big and huge impact on the country, especially when it comes to democracy. The action or inaction of the leadership of the ECSL can get impact. It can get ramifications on one, the country in democracy, the country in image, then thing in there. So we've been on the talk am, we don't dey talk am, but like some people, of course, when you talk something, then tell you say no, this, that, then want bring other way. But we see waiting happen, we see waiting with country tend for lose. Example first, the the democratic gains for what we don't make, even though the past elections from Christian Atop down to let's say Mfali, not been perfect. It been getting your problems have been there, but at least we succeeded in changing. Like where Pakaba in term done, them vote, well, the APC win, and then the APC Baka rule, then say conduct the laws, the opposition. So you dey see the trend, like we've been done build some amount, we can alala, we can make some kosonko, we can vote itself, but at least we been get some kind decorum, more or less. Even though, don't get me wrong, people and they where them in the bash the Christian Atop in process where you nullify them polling stations them. But even Christian Atop where you nullify, it tell you say we nullify na Kaila I think 477 polling stations. But in corner in your own case, get some polling station then they will be affected. But ever tell me now which one, now which polling station, what be happen, But then be of course then be cancel some other result then and some polling stations then, but they not tell we. So you dey find out say like will be now from bad, like where they say from bad to worse. Now so will they go. Because corner now in just can't cancel. You know, even tell say, okay,
Okay.
now Bombali pulling station number XYZ now because of this and that. No, you just tell we say some of them we don't cancel. Which one now we no know. Whose area we no know. How many una cancel we no know. So you dey find out say what we can talk say the actions or inactions of the leaders them can impact on Sierra Leoneans, on the government, and it dent the image if you not behave like how you supposed to behave. So we see the result now. We see how the US, for example, uh, they ended up for give some visa restrictions to some officials. Okay, then na the result of corner in own action. Okay, we see again the MCC where we president been they glorify, they talk about, they happy about during the campaign. Even they even bluff, say because APC not being able to reach the level inside the SAPP be reach. All what in they work for the past 5 years in relation to the MCC, the effort where they may not make, corner in action or in inaction can erode all that. You understand? So in just because say okay now just for simple thing, be transparent. Wetin dey happen? How did they count? Now they don't vote. Me get stake, you get stake. This na the referee. Referee, let we two sit down, we watch. Okay, other people then dey back, stakeholder then dey for watch. Una watch how the process they go, how did they count? That's just that thing they no more simple. He said no. Now how in your way, na in for be. So we see that action the way he say na in your way for be. The MCC back, he end up forget, then say, then they slow and down. We know, we all hear what in the US ambassador by them in the talk. And so, man, if you say, well, this one come, a different ball game, na like other thing. No, it's a way can na the same thing. Now principles then they follow. So you see the back now that 444
All
million
right.
back, at the back day, that money they at stake. So you dey see all that thing all as a result of if you want you call
Yeah,
them
it is
how
at 6 and we go come and we go come to that. Remember, say we will get there. So we broke down to with people. So back to this report, and I want for we talk about and shortly because I want for we move to the ongoing. Other than that, we'll not go down today. The report is largely about recommendations, okay? But within the same frame, there are people and we think say, then recommendations, they I guess something for do with a rerun of the elections. Of course, it get for boil down to something. But within are you general understanding about the dialogue, the EU report, which is damning that something no need for happen again in the future, that these reports are used for form policies about the future, not only in the now, but of course there are consequences. I think just about for address in which for good governance you be entitled to 400 plus or more million. And now because they question issues of good governance, that 400 million is being deprived of the Sierra Leonean people. But down for again. Remember saying compact, both the report and down to the dialogue and within the government and the people of Sierra Leone stand for miss.
okay. Yeah, so thank you so much for that. Again, like where the one of the conditions where the US give in regarding the 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 elections and then the MCC waiting and tell and say, well, one thing first, we don't get issue with una because of the lack of transparency and the way the elections go. And then because what in we agreement, one thing first, we would respect democracy, and democracy, the key thing about democracy na transparency. So then they totally lacking. in the result, and that they affect the credibility of the elections result. So therefore, we get who concerns them. So una go back, una get for go address them in the. So one of the way for address them concerns in the one na for engage with the opposition. So if they find out say uh, more or less then the US put pressure well by imposing that visa ban, then now okay withholding or slowing down anyhow you call them, slowing down the MCC that money dey. And now and it can be say now we own government, we own country right now. Of course the whole world thing dey no easy, but especially like we own country them and Sierra Leone in particular. All man know how things dem dey na salon. Una wey dey there, una know. I no get for tell una. Not to me dey tell una how una dey feel or how una dey live or whether things are affordable or not. So, but things then difficult dey according to so many people wey dey on the ground. Okay, so with all dem thing dem dey now, like you dey find out say more or less dem put pressure on the government for negotiate. So then bam, then days back we can see the EU report. So you dey find out say and the president now then say sef whether na directly or indirectly, in a minister dem, most of the thing dem wey dey talk, wey dem bin dey talk na public, dem dey tacitly accept say problem bin dey with the elections. How dem can accept that? Dem no dey do am, dem dey try for make that smartness. Dem dey tell you say well elections everywhere around the world is not without problems or faulty. So meaning you dey accept say una your own get problem. So like dem accept say okay problem dey, but now the president say well then they don set up a committee for look into the electoral laws and then thing dem dey. So for answer your question now, like this EU report, normally every elections, especially the EU, this na a tradition for them for observe. Then they send lot of people over they get about over 100 or so people the way they can observe right across the country. And then they write, then cover almost lot of places, and then they write comprehensive reports about the process, how the thing go, and what in then see. Because even what in then say about this the tabulation process, they say even then you observer them, they're not being able for meaningfully observe the tabulation process. So it's like then CSF not be able to get access for able to observe and see how the process they go. So and then talk now what in then not go there for go fet anybody. If you agree for make the watch fine. If you not agree, then say the right what in then see. So una way can come jump try for discredit them and what in say. But this na the same EU 2012 we been right back damning thing about the APC by then. In fact, I remember that time where they say literally almost the APC na money them buy the vote because them the people them in the give people them money for go vote. So them been raise that issue then day. I remember that time back APC them not be happy about the EU. Okay, so but by then the SAPP were happy. They been really happy for that EU report day. In 2018 back, fine the EU then come, they write the report, and then President Bio going to the elections, 2023 elections, he said, I talk, he said, well, he thank well, they call them development partners or anyhow, una one name them because I get problem with that partners. But I no go go deep into that. But he thank them. He say, well, now the recommendations because every election cycle the EU they make recommendations. He say so the recommendations. He say they don't incorporate so many. They don't adopt beaucoup recommendations. Okay, so now other recommendations don't come. At this one are 21 recommendations, but the EU pick 7 when a key. So maybe they talk say I believe say like that they release them before the they release that 20 the EU report before the dialogue take place. I believe say na a calculated thing, na a well calculated move, because now una dey go sit down and talk. One, this report, like how Prince been asked this now, well, how the political party then the benefit out of this report or then thing dey, but we believe say this report it give more credence to the opposition, because most of the concerns them wey the opposition mean they raise, especially like the disaggregated result all the time, then they talk about dandy. Uh, Now they don't can talk. They don't can. In fact, they don't give more details of problems that will happen across the country. So you dey find out say this report go don empower the opposition more in terms of solid grounds. Not to, this na in the eyes of international people them way credible. Not in the eyes of their opponent o, because their opponents they like the paupers and their supporters, they will tell you say no, the EU bias. Some man go say no, sometimes na stranger they go write for them. Na the members of sympathizers of the opposition, now they go don't go write that report for EU. All man they talk EU. But that all they aim for discredit. But this now big institutions will, well, it stand tall when it come to democracy and then to do waiting then do so. So, but then count some recommendations because of the problems them. One, they say then out of the 21 recommendations, then talk about seven, like they really lay emphasis on seven recommendations. One, then say that's one, they say, well, now, then they recommend in future elections lay them publish final voter register per polling station and per polling center in a timely manner and allow voters to verify and correct all the details. So this now one of the things the way them say lay people lay ECSL, whether now they get for call an ECSL in the future or whichever name they get, but they say them for publish the final voter register, because they problem them be day. This final voter register back, it will come some man, they may say some man name Komoya go yonder, some man name disappear later, then say, and if you then don't waiting say then don't restore the names, then don't waiting say the names them back. But like they will understand what thing they happen. So some people then go time like say na tomorrow for votes, they know they really confused as to waiting they actually happen. So but now EU they say no, now next time what you na go do, una publish this tier, the voter register from polling station and from polling center in a timely manner, so that people then will go verify. So I think say that a simple thing. When you don't register people then, una publish now the names there. Would be registered now polling station and polling center XYZ. Then go check, then verify. So that now one recommendation they give. So number two, they say ECSL to establish and publish detailed procedure for the tabulation and announcement of results. So this na ya the problem dey. This the whole well, yeah, na ya the reggae, like how Fobe College will be there, and then student elections, they say reggae. Una way go Fobe College, una know when they say reggae na Fobe College, una know what it mean. So na ya the reggae play. We believe say na ya the reggae. If any reggae play, na ya it play. But now, what in ECSL, what in EU they say, now make them establish, or then count now say, okay, we dey go into these elections, 2028 or whichever elections. Now then publish the procedure. Say, okay, now so we get for use for count. We vote common at that place from point A, now the chiefdoms or wherever Kanto district. Of course, the day then they make na the some even day na the voting say elections act, but too clear na the regional center. So waiting there what they say now, waiting there what they propose say now, let them publish detailed procedures for the tabulation, how una get for do the counting. Let them talk, let them make am clear, make all man know. And now in the announcement of results, now when dem dey announce result, after wey dem don count on na when in the count dem dey announce result. Because wetin happen, wetin make I dey ask this question now, we see na sorry, we see na dem say na Puloko district, while dem dey count, the counting dey go on, dem no done yet o. Na the ten that counting, that station which side dem dey count, that wetin sef dey dem announce the result for them. So it's like Kone him bin don know the result before dem dey even done for count. So him decide for announce while the counting dey go on. So wetin European Union dey say now, in the out of the 7 key, the number 2 out of that 7 they say, then for publish detailed procedures, then give details. Okay, how for go about this tabulation? So they say, and the announcement of the result, and then say, and put robust, transparent, and early verifiable result processing system well ahead of the election. So put everything for able now, okay, if they don't pull this result and this, how now for verifier before, like them procedure, then they law them all day for day before the elections. Number 3 say, now they say back now for publish, the EU still they talk to the Sierra Leone government. This nine then give Madabio. Madabio say, well, this go good. It go then go try for incorporate and the review process. So number 3 say let them publish now the ECSL for their website. Then for publish comprehensive that the results now the result data, the data by polling stations. So now the ECSL website, then for the results now by polling station, then for publish and at the website. Then including now result per candidate. Okay, say candidate X get this now this polling station, now that polling station. So I think say then all NTR go able make voting safe. So and he said now the number of registered voters, and then the valid votes in a timely manner. All time back, very important. So what in the way they say before una go to voting next time, make them publish now. Say okay, now the website now say okay, as the result then done the result, we get for publish this thing, the data by polling station, whose candidate get waiting now, whose station now that station, and them break and down all that information there for day now the ECSL website. So this now
Mhm. You had a brilliant job. Unfortunately, time is of an essence. Here, and there are a few things where we need for talk about again. But well said so far. But before we move away from this report, because the report is a large report, 84 pages, and I would suggest it will spend 10 really for Cambodia and done for with people them. But because we've been missing in action for quite a while, and we just come back, so we want to touch on little bits and pieces here and there. Yeah, this is the recommendation of the EU, the final report. And it's a stinging report. We know that. The question what we want to ask you, and briefly, if you will, please, is about consequences. Yes, we hear about 400 million, but that 400 million, which is the compact, not only attached to the outcome of this report, but are there other things that will happen eventually on the dialogue where they ongo, waiting for be the outcome of the dialogue?
Okay, well, say the opposition been get different them been put the demands, say okay, among those demands, I think say them they say for rerun the elections, and then they say some mandate them for sack them, like the heads of the institutions them. So again, the one corner publish the disaggregated, but like the dialogue way so far, well, we no able know yet exactly what thing don't happen there, but certain things then they, certain demands then they, we know say they are unrealistic. So well, I might be wrong, but you dey find out, you dey watch the level of enthusiasm and the level of eagerness where the mother bill and in government and minister then get for maintain the power, for make them allow, for make them say for rerun elections. The possibility, I no go say e no dey, but I no see am. That na my own opinion. I might be wrong, but na my own opinion that. But again, other thing dem dey, we dey like for now for first corner for waiting say for release the result. Well, some man they tell you say, well, you know they part of we waiting the elections laws no say now by force if for release them if for waiting say, but people then they forget say one thing we get, the country get the sign, then get the sign to so many well convention now West Africa about maybe elections transparency. Now then get bokutin the way they ratify, way they sign some protocols and other things, and way you come to elections and other things. So if let's say for example, if una own law then Nasalo not talk say okay una for do certain things, but if una don't go sign, una don't go regional agreement, then don't happen or protocols them, una don't sign say okay now we get for be transparent and other thing them. So you go bind on una, but the dialogue na matter of we just the wait, we no go one for preempt waiting get for comot, but certain thing in day, of course, unrealistic. So what in me, like me own opinion, like what in I see day, the best thing will go happen is Sierra Leone'S them, and then through this dialogue for come together and say never again waiting happen so for repeat itself, because one we no go afford, because if you find out say from Christian at top this what happens on the corner na the worst ever happen. So I believe somebody can get correct me if I'm wrong, but what happens so ever happen. So if people get away with this, we don't see some actions from the US for for say they know they give visa to certain individuals who undermine the democracy, and then we see the MCC. Okay, but then we get for take actions, not for say now other team, but now for the future, for protect the democracy tomorrow, for prevent somebody not for can do like waiting corner or for do waiting pass corner in actions. Now these 2023 elections, because if they allow them, if Sierra Leoneans them
Okay.
and the moral guarantors them allow them for get away with this, they are the telling us say 2028 will be the worst, and we not go afford that. So people are not
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
look.
cool. You can make up their swell again. So I like the way you go and kind of, because we are now going to dialogue where I want to follow touch on again as a benefit, benefit of time. All of this lead we to a dialogue, which is ongoing. I know we briefly here and there of this dialogue, which you view about this ongoing. And I want to let you weigh in into daily, as you can normally do. How you see your perspective basically, but of course backed up by the available evidence.
No, yeah, again, like I've been telling you earlier on, the dialogue nice, very good for the country, and I've been doing an article on that. I say, it is high time I think we turn to a new political chapter, because me I want for believe say, after this dialogue, we for the country for turn to a new page, like I've been telling her earlier on, we for say never again wetin happen so no for ever repeat again now country. When it comes to democracy, if we serious about democracy, we get for be serious, we get for observe the rules, we get for where some man go can begin say whose rules we broke. But again, now that it all we will start with first for fix the electoral laws, the loopholes, the lacunas, for fix them, for tie the knot them. Transparency na the key. to elections credibility. If elections not transparent, definitely credibility no go dey. So Dande, we get to focus on Dande, then check the electoral laws with open mind. So now make a million article which I be right. Talk to both parties. Say one thing, nobody no can say now voting, power voting insane na for B. Both opposition and ruling party. Then for listen to the people the way come with the facilitate the dialogue from the Commonwealth, from the AU, and then from ECOWAS and the national cohesion or something or cohesion that will get na salon day. Make if they come up with anything recommendations, we let them put the interests of Sierra Leone and Sierra Leoneans them at the forefront. Then come to agreement and they make sure that again we press on sincerity. The politicians them, especially the ruling party members, they get for be very, very sincere, not to for can make ragamuffin business. Yanda not to for be college politics for go play the or for go say okay, no na student union. No, this na national thing. Una for no say una actions them, inactions them, they affect millions of Sierra Leoneans. So una for understand that. So like them for anything where they meet up, if for them for be sincere in them and then for implement any resolutions, any recommendations where they all agree on. Not to forgo agree they then later I go begin make voting self business for say okay afterwards una don't get we don't begin get the MCC, the US don't do this so we not care again. No, not to that kind of way. We for be serious as a nation, as a country, we get for be serious, we treat serious issues with all seriousness. Not to for say we the show APC then say, not to the normal ranker, we
So
the show then say ranker pass them. No, not to that kind of politics. They will not need that again at the country. Because they find out say when they announce this result, most of the SAPP them been they refer we to Christian at all. So you they find out say a well calculated thing. Now a well calculated thing. So we don't want that kind of because we don't want let APC can tomorrow then do waiting pass, waiting corner do so. We don't want that. We get for grow. We get for grow. Every circle, the EU they issue some recommendations. So we for don't able move. But not to for can simple for let be transparent. Connect and tell them from A to Z, agree. The Boku issue, I remember where the EU be raised one issue, but government officers in 2012 say the government they use the overuse the power of incumbency, they use state resources, motocar them, minister, then they all go up and down. Now the same thing back in you, right? But this 2023. The same thing, they differentiate between government functions and the political party functions. So it's like then they take government motocar, state resources, then go use for campaign for their own political parties. Then they've been done, they happen, and it's still happening, and it happened in this just concluded elections. So we still not they grow. So the same problem. When somebody talk, we
yeah,
begin
but
argue.
when they talk about consequences. They talk about consequences because yes, this is an age-old thing. The government in power, whether or not the last government of Ernest Bai Koroma or the government in most other places they want to know, they will always use state resources to the disadvantage of the others, whether or not state-run media, whether or not the state powers, and go use them. How do we get these things from happening? Not just recommendations, because what the EU they do, remember they are a stakeholder in democracy, of course, because they spend money there. So they are waiting and observe. That's what they're reporting on. What about deterrent? How do we go forward in deterring these things from reoccurring? Because it's not part of the exercise, isn't it?
Yeah. So I believe say the international community get a great role for play, especially the US, the EU. Of course, I don't see today the EU. In fact, the EU been get meeting with President Bio I think then talk with then get different representative like EU companies the way they work in a salon and then leaders them. So then talk with the president. So you they find out say the of course the SAPP some man don't begin use politics out of say okay we in the EU we don't make peace already. So which is not bad later in waiting self. But again the EU get leverage them for use the influence where they get because definitely the one then the party picking the week is we don't know you let them sit down that but that na fake because una your own opinion and what you know they talk is different from how mother build they think and talk, especially when they together then they talk in that high level. All man get respect for the other and all man know waiting the other able for do which how the other one they contribute na the development of the country and how the other person influence am. So I believe say the US also then get a very big role. In fact, then they are more powerful in this because for make sure that their recommendations they anyone where then like come into agreement say okay let's do this, then for make sure that the the one the way for implement their recommendations, incorporate them into whatever whether na laws and other thing there, then for make sure that it dey. So I believe say the safeguards for dey for make sure that they do wetin dem suppose for do, and then so that we get a country with a better democracy so that we will get election. Not to all the time we will get elections na hala no more for happen. Really nice. So the international community, I think say one we leaders them for be sincere, them for be serious, them for forget about this too much partisan business. So right now you greet somebody self, e go tell you say you don't greet her in an APC manner or SAPP manner. This if you by APC or SAPP. No, we get for grow above the thing in there. Now we from where the day where they announce results, take the other circle, the result, the election come back. Now the same politics all the time. Not really nice. People need for think about development moving forward, how for develop the country, how for do better thing for Sierra Leoneans, not to all this kind toxic and backward politics. So the leaders then get for be serious. We need genuine and sincere leadership. People the way get the country at heart. Not to for can't talk no more na public lady people and clap for you for do the actions then back. And now not of us say where them don't see you don't go commission this, you commission that. No, laws then dey, things then dey wey you dey do for foundation, not to for you one, not to you one be Sierra Leonean. People then dey wey na Sierra Leoneans we want contribute to national development. So una lay the foundations. If una get recommendations, una implement their recommendations, then they una be serious. Una put the country first. If una not put the country first, we know they go before.
Okay. Una put the country first. Una put the country first, Sekujan, and well said. But if you get like deceptive politicians, they pretend as if they love the country or the country is first, or you even use maxims or mantras such as country first, which is not true by virtue of their action, then the country is not going to go anywhere in terms of the way how you they see them. We don't run out of time. We get a few minutes left, and I want to ask 2-3 short questions. Them that you view. I wonder what you make of the NGC and Dr. Kande Yunkela in this whole setup.
Okay, thank you. Like me and the NGC there, now we waiting safe. I've been on the right on them several times on the issues them. Well, again, the constitution allow anybody for go wherever you are for go, however you want for jump from one party to the other. If you want today you na APC, tomorrow you go SAPP, next tomorrow you go PMDC, the other day you go RAFP. The constitution not stop you for do that day. But now whether that day go strengthen your credibility, That na one thing, na other thing
Yeah.
than the whether people then will treat you with
Absolutely.
seriousness. Okay, so the constitution not stop Kande Yunkela for go side. In fact, now in party. So me now one of the people them from where I hear say first President Madabio don approach Kande Yunkela, say for make it go back. That way say the whole world I begin write articles them, I begin predict, I begin analyze. Some man they calls me, some man they call me all kind names. Some man they even say I hate NGC, but I don't hate them. But what I see in some of the characters of the one the way they support first the NGC, uh, well, them in they condemn the APC and SAPP how they violent, then do this, then do that. But you they find out say, then why are now you not Chris for criticize Kande Yunkel outside in day? Then will become violent in social media against you because you point out Kande Yunkela in flaws. So again, like okay, we don't see going. We see again where uh, up to then we what is it then conference then convention or whatever begin happen. We see how they were I think New Year's or something where KKY been go na Madabio in village then go talk. They KKY say well in the go Saudi bar for go Umrah for go pray to God the day about for take decisions. We see I'll be right back an article that I wanna because I write about Charles Magai, PMDC and APC married, and PMDC and Madabio, how it come out. So I say, okay, well, it's like same thing I've been the predict, say, okay, if they been go into alliance or whatever, what will be the outcome? And I just predict. And then later we see now, they say, okay, where the elections near, they say, okay, can the Yunkela not get for stand up? He say he don't forgo in aspirations for becoming president in the support mother bill, but he still they go for a seat. Okay, then that in the back I ask, I say, okay, they'll say they don't go into what they call strategic alliance. Okay. So my question was how strategic was the strategic alliance? So I asked that question deep. So I write back, I ask question. Now, okay, if una say una don't go into alliance, una dey get one manifesto, una dey campaign together, una dey do this together. Okay. Now, I say una na two different political party. Can the Nkela get two side he call in your stronghold? He been get wetin he be they call stronghold because well the election so say not a stronghold anyway. But he been get six seats if I'm not correct, six, yeah, he been get 6 seats. So
Yeah.
we I be they ask now one whether SLPP then go they send representative like they say the contest for the position the way can the Yunkela then the contest for. Ask that question there. I say how they go campaign now, for example. Now then side in the how they go campaign to people then. Whether now if then two the campaign together while them all two get candidates then. So which message then will be? Because they say they get the same manifesto. So I ask that question there. I say again at the stronghold then how the KKY or NDC go campaign about Kenny Makaila when at the SAPP stronghold. So I say, well, again, if for example, this 2023, KKY no get for contest for president. So now when this agreement will expire, so let's say, for example, if Madabio in term done, so they appoint anybody, KKY go they behind that person there. But that this time I be they talk this, ask them question at the time KKY still na NGC. So I've been they ask that question there. So yeah, so but for me, I be the like always again, I be the talk say they in fact been they refer to them as political returnees. I say they don't go back home. So then few days ago we see we he don't go back na in homeland, that na the SAPP. But it's not surprising. We know say he don't go, he don't come. So
Okay,
what now
Seku again, Seku, cycle again because of the benefit of time. I think you've made a point. Yeah, now I know them vex for me. I make they correct myself. Cycle, quarter cycle. If I like add quarter, they quarter cycle. Yeah. So few days ago, it don't go back home. You know, that's a good caption there. It don't go back home. The question why we want to ask you, if you can make them briefly, please, is now you don't go back home. What is it now about this so-called alliance, progressive alliance? Where are we with this progressive alliance now that the man has gone back, you know, in inverted commas, home?
Yeah, no, well, again, like you will even ask again, waiting at the status, waiting at the condition of the NGC as a registered political party at the country. So would that then get for takeover? So in fact, some of us will be in the predict say, if KKY say not be form an alliance, Boku man been done left them anyway. Then when they go back now the SLPP. So the one they will come
yeah,
out.
well, that's true. My point I'm trying to make a cycle is the point that they try for make is now the NGC now form an alliance under Dr. Kande leadership with the LPP. We understanding now that he's gone home, which means that of course we get a resignation letter. He resigned formally, the worst kept secret ever, despicable as it is. But like you say again, people ain't getting right for goals, they want go constitution give them down it matters. But the bottom line is he is gone. Where do we stand with the so-called progressive alliance?
No, yeah, the alliance now they try for say now. Again, it just the alliance they at the mercy of the president. Because one thing now, let's say, would I go there, would I then at the NGC now, we go challenge the SLPP, say, okay, when I get for do this and that of we agreement. You understand? So you find out say now more or less, if you are you say na a dead agreement. Because would I after look me all the time what I they ask, okay, after Kande Yumkela na NGC. Now would that the way go way people that know na salon reach Kande Yumkela na the NGC. Is the face of NGC. So you just start that in at the face. If you are NGC, you not call Kande Yumkela, not to NGC. So let somebody can challenge me, say no, not true. And then now let them point out, say, okay, would that they way at least quote unquote, or you call them way influencer reach Kande Yumkela na the NGC. So if they find out say NGC again, nati way me being believe if they not be form an alliance, NGC for don't be a history, just like how PMDC they know they perform well. Now so them for don't they as carcasses. But the alliance just they, of course, now club now they don't form with the ruling party. Now I believe say the president just the voting self they no more give them some side because we don't see all kind position them voting smart, agriculture smart, something. Then get all kind position them now where they don't create for them. So it's just for but let's say after a reshuffle or whatever, maybe you know go ever hear about even the alliance again.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Finally, we have to bring this program to an end. And Fambulem, I just want to remind you that the TV media empire, we've been missing for a while, and we want to use this opportunity. People say you can suffer the consequence on social media. As a blogger, if you see you miss a day, before I say days or weeks, you get that clearly. When they go around, oh, there no more talking point again. Start and what have you, people and personally send me message. But the issue here is you get people and we really believe in a project. We ask, where are you guys who to find analysis they want can do? What is going on? People were genuinely concerned. For those who were concerned, and even the one they were not being concerned, we wish we are away. We are still very much alive and kicking and stronger than ever. Even though, like Cycle John made clear from the beginning that of course we were committed to other things them we get for do as part of with daily chores, but notwithstanding, we are still keeping in touch with issues that are happening back home. This is the difference, So we get Boku material. So hopefully, maybe tomorrow we'll talk about the Liberian elections update, George Weah and the runner-up Wakai, or different way if you want to put it that way. There. We also will continue for talk about the ongoing dialogue, which will be final question to say tonight, which is Kodosaiko, what do you make of the expectations or managing expectations, especially so by the All People's Congress? They get a list of demands. Some of them, according to you, and I do agree with you, realistic, and some are unrealistic. But there are expectations, how to manage their expectations there. Example, there are lots of people wishfully where they think say there will be a rerun or there should be a rerun. I wonder what you make of all of this, and if you're in a position for advice the APC on ongoing conversation or dialogue, what would you tell them? What would you advise them?
Okay, me now one of the people enforce why I get issue with I believe say APC get that in division we then get it affect it don't affect the leadership problem. They don't get leadership problem right now. So then get for manage the affairs, and then get for manage the expectations, and then get for control the information where they come out from them. They not for raise unnecessary expectation, the hopes of poor people them, for begin tell people that hey no we dey do rerun elections, then get for conduct the election back, then get for mother be the commodity back or voting self. One, I know they say they not get for make rerun or voting self, but I just they tell una say una get for manage things them, because the possibility for that is very slim, very slim. So for una for tell una voters them the truth, engage them, tell them, sensitize them, tell them the truth. Voting the possibility, at least the fact them way thing them una not just go voting the people they want for year. Una go tell them that even if it's not realistic. So then una get for out serious problem for them at the end of the day when the actual thing come out. So therefore, una get for be very careful, and una get for be truthful, and una engage. Dialogue communication is key. Una get for engage with them, una get for communicate with them, una get for tell them the truth. So other than telling them things the way not possible. Me, I no go sit down now tell una say they get for rerun or they not get for rerun. Then they now one of them demands it did at the table. I don't know how they talk than the now behind the scene, behind closed doors. But what in me own opinion, of course, certain demands then they I know say them like they really remote for make it happen. But for lay una go feed, for lay people and go feed the ordinary man where they BNBN, the supporter the way they BNBN wherever safe Puloko or wherever. And then go tell them say no, they are una no worry, then they conduct do a rerun of elections. So una get for really manage them thing and they una not spoil people their hearts. People are already they suffer, people are already they stress. So una get for manage that. So now that no me get for say regarding that. So but since because me I've been believe say safe that 3 days I not be fit say like that 3 days go be enough for negotiate or for dialogue on this issue, because I believe say beaucoup problem is serious issues and day, but let's see what thing go be whose statement go come out. Voting them don't agree on for the past 3 days. Voting, how far they make progress. But una for live on the truth. Tell una supporters them the truth. Una not lie pan them, una not tell the voting they want for yearly or voting they want. una tell them wetin realistic, una tell them wetin na the true. If una lie pan dem, because lie anyhow you keep lie, e get for comot. E just start like wey you keep something wey rot ten, e dey smell. No matter what, no matter how long you keep am, e must smell. So una get for understand that. Una get for manage una PR wetin say. Of course, people dem can write their opinion on wetin say, but the APC leadership, me, I get issue with them because they not really like strong, like how an opposition supposed to be strong. So me, na me opinion, I might be wrong, but that's my opinion.
Well, of course, you might be wrong, and this has been very generous, and you have been very humble because, of course, you own your opinion, you're entitled to run, but like I can say, you cannot hide behind your opinion, but then you own up, and that's very profound that you might be wrong. But I want to say thank you so much for that, Saiku. Very important. And just for Rob Motspan, which is Saiku say for bringing this program to a close. In total agreement, managing expectations, the age of misinformation and disinformation, waiting we need for the look for, because there are unscrupulous individuals and where they aim now for keep we divided, but we need for understand. Waiting at the realistic prospect of certain conditions, them will they be met? Typical example, what do I mean? APC and a lot of APC supporters are expecting a rerun of the elections. Well, we know they're in a position for say whether there will be a rerun or not, but we can produce or provide the aspects, the conditions as we understand them. Let's say, for example, ongoing talks. Is the ground fertile enough for entertain such a view? Is it going to happen? In other words, well, we don't know. Will they ask you for look into that? All of the investments where the Mother Bio government do, the SLPP government do into these elections, and all waiting and not due to the point where international organizations are calling them out for say accountability and transparency. But if they decide for do waiting and they ask them for do, it's an act of capitulation. It's right for them for do so in terms of morality. But will they do that? Because once you don't lie, you get for continue for lie. And I know they say the lie, I just say if you lie, you will get for continue for lie, for cover up the lie. So if that's the case theoretically, why will they back away and say, well, we need to get a rerun, we need all the rerun because they question we, and because $1 billion is being held away from the country. This is going to be a difficult prospect, and Sierra Leoneans need to brace themselves. And responsible leaders also need for make them things that are known to Sierra Leoneans, that we need to be ready for eventualities of the future, not provide for we misinformation and disinformation, where the midway in a pathway, the prospect of reality is either doom or very, very slim. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we've said enough for today. The most important thing is a message for Lefambule Nose. We're still there. We not go anywhere. We will continue for provide information for Sierra Leonean people them as and when we see them fit. And when I know say this platform is a no spin zone. Of course, as Motaman, we get with inherent biases, but it's not intentional, inherent. Seku, last word.
Okay, fumble them again. All this we get for una today. So we really appreciate all the one them we come online for watch, and then we then share, but we really sorry we it take too long, we not come, but inshallah we go try for make sure that we engage una, bring issues them, we analyze issues of national concerns to una. So until then, Namisa Kujon, they say tata.
Good evening, thanks, and family. That is it for today, and we'll catch up again soon. Tata.